This is our Twilight presentation by Jessica and Maya. Okay, read this?
Why did Stephanie write the Twilight series, when and how she did? Twilight was born when Stephanie Meyer had a dream about a vampire and a human in a meadow. When I woke up, I just had to write it down, she says.
So basically, like, people may not know this, but, like, I didn't find this out until recently, but when she had her dream, like, most of the plot actually played out in her dream, and she didn't, that's what she based it off of. She only added, like, a few things. And you know when you're dreaming, like, you'll be in a certain place, but you'll know what happened, even if you don't go through that order of events in your dream, but you still know what happened. And so she put that in the beginning of her book, and then the plot played out, and she has made a book series out of her dream, which is kind of rare. Why did Stephanie write in the style she did? Meyer wrote the book from Bella's point of view because when she had her dream, she could feel all the feelings that Bella was feeling. However, she saw the story play out from an outsider's view. Well, it's also another thing about dreams, like you can, even if it's yourself, you can like watch something play out, but you know what's going on, so that's kind of the same idea with the dream thing.
Who or what do you think influenced the author? Stephanie was influenced by her dream, family, friends, and the interest to find out what happened after her dream had ended. I was reading in a book that we got some of this information out of, and basically what had happened was once she had had the dream, she woke up and she immediately knew she had to write it down before she would forget. Because she had like if she remembers something, then like a few minutes later she won't remember it, and so.
But also like with the family and friends thing, at the end of every book she wrote, or not the end, well yes, the end and some of the beginning she would always like thank certain people, and some of the characters' names in the book she got from her family and friends, like their names, and so she would thank them for letting them use their names and for being inspirational. And at the beginning of the books she would put who it was for, and because they were an inspiration to her and help her keep going and writing. Even if Stephanie had written the Twilight series or gotten the idea, she probably wouldn't have used the names she used because most of the names in it were influenced by her family and friends. I forgot to read that question. I'm sorry. What would Stephanie's writing be like if she hadn't been in contact with those people? And that's why. So there would be different characters' names and she probably wouldn't have written it, which she said. She said she probably wouldn't have written it if there hadn't been people there to keep her and motivate her to keep writing.
How have Stephanie's works influenced others? After Stephanie Meyer wrote the saga, others saw that it was popular. Now there is lots of entertainment about human interaction with immortal beings. Later we're going to mention fan fictions.
But like after she's done that, it like that whole genre is like blown up, and it's so popular now, and it's just a really big thing with Frenzy. There's so many books and movies and just media about everything to do with that, and people have just taken that and expanded upon it and everything. It's just been a really big, I guess, fad.
Yeah.
So, thanks to Stephanie Meyer's The Twilight series, the world of the supernatural has been made more vivid and interesting. Though some people may or may not agree, Stephanie has definitely inspired others with her many works.
In a survey taken by Maya, the series got a 2.5 out of a 5 rating. Most asked either did not like the pedophilia involved with the Twilight series, or the fact that vampires were taken from horror to romance. The pedophilia that is mentioned
that makes it sound really bad, but it's because Edward is actually, since he is frozen in 17, so it's not like gross or anything. But in actuality, he's like 108 the whole time.
No,
around there?
in New Moon, he actually mentions he's 109 years old. So
that would be the second book. So then
this is the cover.
Yeah.
Gesture.
And then, so he's actually like really old because he was born in 1901, but she's the actual age. But when vampires are made, they're frozen, so it's not like gross, but a lot of people like miss the fact, but people were saying that they didn't like the fact that he was actually a lot older than her. So, and of course the guys didn't like the fact that it was romance and it was supposed to be horror. So, also gathered from the survey, 6 out of 7 people think that the series would be worse if Meyer continued it. I'm kind of done with the world of Twilight, she says, therefore people don't have to worry. Yeah, she's written The Host, and that's about to come out on her movie.
However, I think she's moving on to different genres.
Yeah, she said she was kind of done with that. Like,
which The Host.
Don't want to stay in it forever.
The Host isn't actually like in this series. Isn't in this type
The Host
of genre.
Is a completely
it's like
different thing.
Completely different, yeah.
So.
Stephanie did begin writing Midnight Sun, Twilight from Edward's point of view. However, she posted on her personal blog that because of a viral leak on the internet, the story most likely will go unpublished.
And she posted the first 12 chapters?
I think so. But if she did intend to, if she does actually end up going on with the series, the book won't be published for a really long time because of that leak. So
she said that if she ends up publishing Midnight Sun, then if she does, then she's gonna wait till no one has said anything about it for a really long time. She doesn't want people to like pushing her, and that's why she does it, because she said that if like the way it made her feel when it was leaked was like she wanted to make it completely reverse story and have the Cullens lose and die in the end instead of living and killing James. But
which she didn't really like the fact that it was leaked in the first place because well, obviously, you know, being an author, who would like their work leaked? But especially if it's not by you. But anyway, she always goes back and changes her manuscripts over and over. And so it was really hard for her to publish the Twilight series. And to this day, she can't even read it again because of how much she wants to change it and make it different.
Okay.
Guiding questions.
There is now a huge vampire, werewolf, supernatural, etc. frenzy in the world of entertainment. Stephanie has set the gears turning in motion for this rapidly growing and very popular franchise. And I'm sorry, but I'm very bad at missing those questions. Okay, so that's how it's affected society. Okay.
Fans have been looking forward to and dreading the end of the Twilight Saga. However, it will leave millions wondering, will Stephanie Meyer or Bill Condon continue making books and or movies about the world of Twilight?
And Bill Condon is the director of the latest 2 movies.
Yeah, which is really weird because for every movie they have a different director, except for the last 2.
But the last 2 are kind of one big movie, so
exactly.
That's why they did one director, because it would be really hard to.
So that made the whole movie half of the series really interesting because you have all these
it's different aspects
exactly
on the same story, but yet
they fit together perfectly.
Actors and everything, and they still fit together perfectly. So. How has Stephanie's success inspired young authors? Stephanie's works have inspired authors in the world to create works of their own. Also, lovers of the series have begun writing fan fictions. There are now millions of these stories based on the saga, and there's also fan fictions about other things that people write. But people just take the story and make it their own, which is kind of cool.
What will happen if Stephanie Meyer comes out with a new book for the Twilight series? Most likely it will hit the shelves and immediately fans will sink their teeth into Midnight Sun. This version of Twilight from Edward's point of view will be extremely popular.
Especially since people already know about it and they're going to be trying to get it as fast as they can.
Yeah.
What would the books have been like if she wrote them from someone else's point of view? The stories possibly would not be liked as much. Also, the series might have had different age group reaction. Because since every character in the story is different, they're going to be relating to different kinds of people. So it's going to make it a different quota. And then these are our image sources. And this is our information source. We use the first book, the second book, the third book, the fourth book, and...
This is my book. which basically it's an illustrated guide to everything Twilight. So
It's got like
and
pictures in there, but
and there's actually I have 2 other books, and they're how they made the movies. So
but
yeah.
we didn't really use those that much. We just used that one mainly because she talks about what inspired her and why she did certain things, which ways.
Which also for the Twilight movie, there were actually other influences. Like I don't know if it was the director's sister or if it was Stephanie Meyer's, but anyway, somehow there's a relation to this artist, and she had created all of these beautiful pictures, and they had all of these symbols, and they were a connection to humans with nature, and they took those images and they kind of analyzed them and looked at them really closely, and they basically made a connection with those into Twilight, and that's also how they created some of the looks of the characters.
Any questions?
You seem to be fascinated about her inspirations, and y'all both of you seem to be. Are you wanting to be writers?
I don't know about Jessica, but I very much enjoy writing.
It's okay. I have to have some sort of.
But we're both very
idea.
avid readers, so.
You like to read the book or see the movie? Which one first?
I actually saw the movies that had come out.
I saw the first
Before
movie, and then
I read them, and she convinced me to read them. So.
Yeah, I actually got the entire series and read it, including a couple of other books, in this past summer. And then I wanted to watch all of the movies, which I accomplished. And
we saw.
So,
I think
and
we
then
watched all of them together.
after I read the first book, I actually convinced her to take it home with her and read it.
She's like, just get to page 20. I was like, okay, fine. So I read to page 20, and by then I was hooked. So that's what got me in the whole series.
Which the first book actually does have. It actually does have a really slow start. But after a while, it does get into.
If you get to page 20, though, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
What's your favorite genre? You said you're avid readers. What do you like to read the most?
I like supernatural.
I think I'm changing. I like stuff that keeps you. I'm like this in pretty much everything. I just like stuff that keeps you interested and surprises you. Because I don't want something that you're gonna expect. So, there's just. Like in hers, there's twists and turns that you'd be like, oh, well, I didn't see that coming. Even if you knew what the whole plot was about, there's still stuff in there you're like, whoa, what was that about? So.
I'm curious what your response would be to somebody that would tell you that you shouldn't be reading about vampires and stuff at school.
I think I can see where they're coming from.
As far as like the Twilight series and some of its content, yes, I can see where they're coming from.
It's not bad though. It's like Stephanie Meyer kept it clean, so that's good. But.
Do you recognize the difference between fiction and reality?
Yes.
That
was slightly scary.
It depends on how the person takes it in, but I don't think that it's definitely not for everyone. So they shouldn't be like handing it out in schools or something.
No,
but if
they
it's something
definitely
that you
shouldn't.
enjoy, anything that really gets people reading is good. So. Any other questions? Then in that case, I'd like to thank Miss Floyd, Sabrina, if she's in here, I don't think she is, Lucas, Kenzie.
These are all the people that we
Tyler,
interviewed about Twilight, by the way.
Stone, and Colby for letting me interview them, even if they had other things to do, because those are the people I interviewed, and they gave me some of their time so I could ask them questions. And I'd like also to thank Mr. Floyd, Mr. Gilbreth, Miss Neely, and Mr. Grass for coming to watch. And thank you to everyone for being so kind as to listen and pay attention.